Welcome to the Boston's Big Four podcast. Cast. New news about music and sports every week, sometimes.
And we're back. In the
Yes,
basement.
What up?
We got a full house tonight.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
We got Protege in the building.
Protege in the building.
What's happening,
house.
y'all?
Before we get into the interview real quick, though, we got to do a quick debate about what the episode's being named.
This is either episode David Krejci or episode James Devlin.
And I am on
And we're
Team
debating
Devlin.
Which one's more important? And I think Krejci's definitely more important to the Bruins' success than Devlin is to the Patriots.
I don't think he was hugely responsible for the Stanley Cup ring in
There
2011.
was a time granted,
And-
it was when the Bruins were bad in like 2014-15, where Krejci was probably the best player on the team.
But they weren't that good as a whole.
Devlin was never the best player on the team. I don't know.
But
We can call
but-
it Krejci /
but-
episode.
But
There's
hear
enough
me out
room,
here.
Miles.
Hear me out here.
Fellas.
All right. Hold on. One second. Oh Jesus,
What's
Jack.
Man.
No script.
My case for James Devlin is: do you think we would have won the Super Bowl without him last year, considering how much we had to lean on the run? And look where we're at this year without him. We have no run game without James Devlin.
That's a small part of the Patriots game. I think.
We needed him last year. We needed that run game. I don't
Right.
think we win the Super Bowl without that run game.
You're
We
right.
had 4 running touchdowns against the Chiefs.
So you don't think we win the Super Bowl without James Devlin?
Now it's really the ultimatum. Do we need him?
Yeah, look at what's going on this year.
Final answer?
Sony Michel can't run it in from inside the 5. You know,
He is
and Devlin is like his lead blocker.
You're underrating David Krejci, though.
Oh man.
Maybe I am, but I just think
Sound off
I
in
think
the comments
Devlin.
if you think David Krejci is being underrated.
Yeah.
Hit us up.
Sound off.
Sound off if you're thinking James Devlin's being underrated. Come on.
Yeah, we got 2 teams here.
The Bruins, 14 years.
Okay.
Okay.
One ring.
I don't know. See, I'm on Devlin's team now. I don't know. I could be swayed. I'm a swing.
Devlin's got 2 rings.
That's
dude. Rings,
Yeah.
dude. Rings.
anyone
It's all
who's on
about the
Patriots
rings.
roster the
I
last
love
few years has
anything that's shiny. man.
Slade is
Anything that's shiny.
more key for the Patriots than
Everything
David
gold,
Krejci is
though,
for the
man.
Bruins.
Gotta watch
How
out.
about that?
Now we're just roasting David Krejci.
No, I like
Poor
David
guy.
Krejci.
Now I'm on Team Krejci. 'cause
No.
That's the last thing I
No,
want.
no, but I'm just saying.
Let's get
If
some,
we want to break it down, who's key? We don't have that run game. I don't think we win. I don't think we win the Chiefs game.
All right. Well,
It's fine.
either way, it's episode
If we-
46.
Yeah, exactly.
In
And we got
conclusion.
Protege in the building.
And we got
What's
Protege
happening?
in the building.
all right.
Weymouth's own.
Yes, Weymouth's
Okay,
own. Shout out 781.
Yes. South Shore.
Yeah, man. Spent
The
too
real
much
deal.
time fucking down there.
We're still here.
I know, man.
Holding it down, South Shore. Hit us up if you in the South Shore.
Fucking stuck here, EP coming soon.
Shout out to South Shore.
Sure out.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Perfect segue.
Yeah, there we go.
What have you been working on lately? What do you got going on?
Oh, bro, fucking everything.
Everything. You played us some fire earlier.
Yeah,
You
dude.
got a lot of unreleased shit right now. That.
Yeah, I'm like famous for my unreleased
Yeah.
shit, dude.
So why is that?
Secret
For
albums.
real,
Is it
for real.
For the right time?
I'm so nitpicky because I know I have like 100% control of everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Being involved with the mixing and mastering and writing, production, all that shit as well. So it's like I'm just a nut job with that, where it's like it's never good enough. Like it could always be better type thing. That's why I'm constantly trying to. But I get lost in that a lot because I'm trying to find a way to make like the ultimate song, like in a
Yeah.
sense. You know what I'm saying? But it's like.
And I can imagine it's a rabbit hole where you're making a lot of hits.
Yeah, that's
now you're-
I'm in a kind of a pocket in a zone right now to where like I'm liking everything I've been doing kind of lately is like kind of at a consistent level, and I'm excited about it. I'm finally like pleased with the songs I'm making. Like it took me probably 75 songs to make the last like 13, 14 like I've kind of made the cut. You know what I mean? Because dude, I have so many songs that like I'll work on, dude, and like. They'll be mostly done, like everything's all mixed, done, whatever, and they'll be missing like a verse or like it'll just be an idea or, whatever, and I'll just kind of throw it in the shuffle, forget about it, come back to it maybe like a year later and dust it off and, you know what I mean, do something with it, but.
Look what I found.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a surprise for myself. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't remember doing this. Like, all right, word, this actually sounds good though.
And like the deeper, this might go without saying, but like the deeper you get into like these, like let's say you're planning on an EP, but you come out with like you were saying like 15 songs. Do you then see multiple projects like, oh, these 2 or 3 could go together, so maybe I'll add to that later, and then like these 4 are definitely still the first project?
See,
like,
what I normally do when I'm going through this process is like I'll do this kind of anyway. Like I'll just keep on making songs until I feel like I have enough to pick from. Like I don't really start off with like an idea or a theme or nothing like that. It's like I make mood music, dude. Like whatever I'm feeling that day is like the type of song I'm making. Some days I'm making some like pull your heartstrings, sad acoustic shit, and then the next day I'm making some like strip club, like, you know what I mean, whatever kind of style. It depends on the mood I'm in. It's like there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's like I'm not gonna have the right cadence and the right delivery if I'm trying to like record like this like hit club song if I like, you know, just broke up with my girl the day before or whatever. You know what I mean? Like my head's not in it.
the universe has to align for that stuff.
Yeah. So that's why, like, with the Stuck Here EP, dude, it was weird because, like, I've had a lot even going on, like, outside of music, like, personally, you know what I mean, in the last couple of months, whatever. And so it was kind of fitting because originally the Stuck Here, like, idea was just supposed to be like this constantly trying to like travel out but still like finding yourself back like at square one, you know what I mean? That was kind of the idea of it. And then other like kind of, you know, more personal stuff that I went through, I realized that I was stuck in a certain like an emotional light too, you know what I mean? So I was stuck mentally in the same kind of place, whatever. So I started making, you know, those kind of style songs because it was just what I was going through. But then I'm, you know, correlating to both of them and I'm like, they both make sense for like what I'm trying to do. And if anything, it's a little good duality of like the, you know, I'm stuck here like geologically, but I'm also stuck in a certain like headspace that I just can't get out of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The cycle.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, that's why with this particular, normally, like I said, that's what I'll do is I'll just make a, you know, shit ton of songs and then I'll release like 3 or 4 that didn't make the project as like a single or whatever, something like that. And then I'll keep, you know, the rest. But, you know, with this, it's been such like a long time I've been working on it to where like, I kind of trying to stop put boundaries on it a while ago because it's like I've had the ideas over the years have changed so much for it. Like the set list of the songs that I have on it now a year ago weren't any of the same songs. You know what I mean? They were just like it's like I needed to make those songs to make the ones that I'm working on now. You know what I mean? I kind of had to just get those out of the way.
It is a
like
growth.
a stepping stone.
Yeah, it's a growth for sure. But that's, you know, that's where I get caught in it too because it's like right now I like the songs that I'm working on right now, but in like 2-3 months when I'm making different kind of more elevated kind of stuff, am I gonna like what I got going on right now? Like that's the
it's funny. Other people we've spoken to have said similar things. It's always what's next that you're excited about.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like it's being too focused on what's next stops me from doing my promotion in the present. You know what I mean? Because I'm constantly on this like never-ending hamster wheel with it to where it's like, wait a minute, dude, like.
Yeah, like you could do.
Sit back and
nice
smell the
show.
roses for
like,
a second.
I forget that, like, because I'm in the studio, dude, all the time, and there's always like people coming in and out, different walks of life, crowds, whatever, and it's like obviously they're hearing what I'm doing, and I'm getting the feedback from that immediate circle, but I forget that I'm like, dude, I never even put any of this out, like I haven't even dropped this yet, so I'm forgetting about what to me is an old song to everybody else is new because I've never heard it. You know what I'm saying? So
and you've probably heard it way more times than they're about to.
Exactly.
So, like,
yeah.
It's really someone's first or second impression, and you're just like, man, I'm kind of tired of this song.
Yeah,
like,
that's 100%. That's what prevents me from doing a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, you're right. I'm listening to it on repeat. You know, in the studio while I'm making the song. The song's on loop like 1,000 times. You know, what I mean? While you're writing and listening for all the.
By the time it's done, you're sick of it.
You're sick of it. I'm like, dude, I'm good. I'll get even like when I leave the studio with a song, I won't listen to it for like 2 or 3 days just to like, you know what I mean, kind of rehear it with a new set of ears type thing or you know whatever. But you know, then I'm listening to it on my headphones on my phone for like a month before I even did anything with it, and then I'm sick of it, so I don't want to put it out and you know whatever.
What's the last song you put out?
The last song I put out was Make Something Amazing. Okay. I did that. I dropped it on my SoundCloud a couple months ago, and that song was kind of like the first drop that I did in a while, but it was also like an introduction to kind of like everything that I'm making right now, like the sound of it and just the beat is way kind of different. It's not my normal run of the mill like style song. I kind of you know tried to go left field with it to let people know that like, all right, dude, I'm kind of switching it up a little bit right now, but like trust me, it's gonna be good. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Switching it up in what way?
Just like I said, like just style and kind of sound wise, like because I do a lot of like my own engineering and all that shit, like I'm constantly looking for more to play with on that end. as far as like the song. So it's like I'm not really just writing a verse and then leaving it alone. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, where can I incorporate a little breakdown in this? Where can I have like, you know, a guitar melody come in, or where can like some keys be added, or can another singer come in and do a background melody with this? Like I'm listening to all that shit too. I need all the different pieces to the puzzle to kind of make it work when I'm mixing too. So, but it's made me more of a better songwriter in general. You know what I mean? Like lately I've been writing songs for like other singers and stuff to do and stuff like that, and doing that side of it is really cool too, because I'm writing for somebody that's not me, that can do different things with their voice than I can do. So I can write more creatively and more playful and shit, because I know that they can, you know, do it on their end.
That's fire. Working with different people.
Yeah,
talents.
it's the variety. Absolutely.
Like you've been doing that a lot.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do, man, because it's like, you know, I love, obviously like hip hop's like my heart and soul for sure, but it's like, it's my favorite genre because there's really no like rules in it. You know what I mean? People are constantly crossfading different genres in with it, and you know, it's kind of a give all take all kind of genre, which is like one of my favorite things about it. But you know what I mean? Yeah, it's cool being able to record like, you know, like a hip hop song, and then a week later some dude's coming in to record like this acoustic like style beachy kind of song, and then it's like an R&B singer comes in to do some like Alicia Keys style shit, and you know what I mean? Or like a rock singer will come in and lay down some like more aggressive type stuff. Like it's cool seeing that dynamic.
Being involved like with all those different types of music definitely makes you better as an artist.
Oh, absolutely. Because when I'm working on my own stuff, I got all different pots of people that I can call to be like, hey, dude, your voice would sound good on this, but she can come and give this vibe to it. So that's what I mean by like when I'm writing songs, I'm thinking of all that shit. I'm thinking of like, all right, who can come in, whose voice would sound really good on this, whatever. Like,
and that comes in. I mean, tremendously handy. I can imagine if you were performing to like a larger crowd, if you ended up at like a festival or something, you might not have just rap or hip hop fans.
Yeah,
like,
that's
so
what
you
it
pick
is.
maybe one of those other songs. You know how to play the crowd.
That's exactly
with your styles,
that's what I mean by like what I'm trying to do with my new styles. I'm trying to make it like still have a core direction, but it's very like diverse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It kind of whatever, like as you're running through the CD, like you're gonna find it, not one but hopefully like a couple of different style songs that you like if the other ones aren't like your type, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so people that maybe weren't expecting to like you at a show maybe come away like, oh, I like that one song.
Right, yeah, exactly. And that's all it's about, dude. As long as they like one song by the time I'm done, I
Yeah.
did my job. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Hell yeah.
You know, and it's but like I said, it's like the being so hands-on with the production side of it drives you nuts. Like it prevents me from doing a lot of other stuff because I'm so wrapped up in that, and it's like I need it to be as perfect as it can be, or I need it to sound like absolutely A1, because you know that's it's a competition in that sense. You know what I'm saying? You got to stand out above like everybody else, and what makes you different, and what makes you like, you know, can you keep up with like the heavyweights as far as like the production of the songs are going and how full and everything they sound and shit. Like, can you keep up? You know what I mean? And
that's always been a priority of yours.
Like,
since we were talking earlier. And for the people who don't know, you know, just talk about like how young you were when you first got into music, and then you know you had the studio in your house at when you were 14, 15, you were recording for other people, and you had the engineering part down like at a young age.
Thank you, dude.
You were always focused on making everything sound really good. Like
right. Because at the time, like when I was that young, I mean, I started writing music when I was like 8 and 9. I think I like recorded my first song when I was probably like maybe 12 and a half, maybe early 13 or something like that. And that was always my biggest thing, because I'd hear other local music coming out, and I just heard like, you know, we were mad young, dude, so it was like the quality of it sounded like dog shit. Like, that's what I mean. That for real. So I'm like, all right, what's gonna make people listen to me more than anybody else? All right, the clarity of it at that point. You know what I mean? Because it was so. It had that real like muffled grittiness to it, so I was like, all right, let me try to make this a little bit more bright sounding so it catches people's ear quicker with the lyrics. And you know, because I've learned that even like engineering in the studio, dude, when I have certain artists and stuff that are recording, like I'll do a certain like effect or something like that, and I'll see like a reaction in their face to like, yo, that sounds really good. So it's something, it's ear pleasing shit, you know what I mean? That when you're doing certain effects, so I'm doing certain, you know, I call them like flash in the pan effects. You know what I mean? They're just those little like pop moments in the song that you can tell the engineer or producer like went in and threw that little thing in there.
Yeah, little tidbit.
Yeah, exactly. It's like little sprinkles on the sundae, bro.
Those are always exciting. There's certain I feel like everyone has their little like, oh, right here, that ding.
You're
like,
right.
Oh, that's
exactly.
my favorite. Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, oh.
That's what it is. But that's the part in the song that sticks out to you. So when you hear the song, you're almost like waiting for that part to come up because it hits you different.
Everyone in unison's like,
Yeah, they all know that one part. Exactly. That's what I try to do, man. Like, every song I work on for myself, for anybody else, like, I try to give every different song I work on, like, that one moment in it. You know what I mean? Every song, that's, like, a trademark style of engineering, like, I like to have, is every song needs that one little section to where it's like, all right, that's, you know, if the song's not for you, like, you'll still be like, all right, that section is dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You'll still be singing it later.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Whether you like the lyrics or not. You know what I mean? I'm
Exactly.
going to make it stick in your head for sure. Yeah,
So when are you thinking of dropping this? Or when you planning to drop
it's like
this?
detox, bro. It's like
Yeah.
never comes out.
Hey, that's fair. How many?
Not once, not never.
Never.
How many
never.
features?
I'm here to talk
do you
about
have?
something you're never gonna hear. Huh?
How many features do you have? Or
So
are you
it's-
planning on?
It started off with none. Now I got like 4.
Okay,
But
it's a good progression though, because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
probably found them for a reason.
that's what it is. Like I
Yeah.
said, it was like I went through. Like I made this last group of songs, and they just, you know, they were missing something. Like I like the fact that it's mainly me doing a lot of the you know, vocals and stuff on it. But I needed like extra features to come in and give it like that diversity. You know what I mean? So it wasn't just kind of one thing the whole time. But yeah, dude, I got this girl Shay that's been on it. She's been doing a lot of the background vocals for the song and shit. Like, she's a beast, dude. She's like,
Shout out Shay.
yeah, Shay.
Shout out
Shay
Shay.
OB, dude. She's a beast. Yeah, she's been doing some stuff on it. I think I got this kid Don Carry on it. He's another Brockton artist. He's really good. He kind of, like I said, he gives it like that smooth style, like laid back.
Shout
kinda
out
vibe
Don.
to
Now
it.
I gotta
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
it going.
Don Carry On.
Yeah.
Shout out
Dude,
Don
he's the man.
Carry On.
You gotta look him up.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I get it. Like Perry on.
Yeah. Carry on, man.
All right,
Carry
all right.
on. Yeah.
Carry on my wayward
That's exactly what
son.
it is, for real.
There'll be peace when you walk down. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time. Shout out. I'm trying to think who else. I don't want to say anybody else yet because I don't know if those songs are gonna like make the cut on it. So I'm gonna.
Hey,
sound
no
like an
worries,
asshole
yeah.
if I'm like, yeah, this person's on it, and then I take that song.
You're working with him.
I'm working with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. But yeah, so far so good, man.
So you thinking dropping it like around New Year's?
Maybe New Year's.
Don't
might
give
be-
any hard
A
dates.
little too quick.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fine,
I don't
yeah.
wanna,
All
once
right.
again, I don't want to blow my cover. Right?
That's fine. Yeah.
Right now, I'm happy with it right now, but in a month I might not be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Coming soon to a
Yeah,
theater
coming
near
soon.
you.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. It's coming soon.
Love it. I need it. Give it to me.
Yep.
Give me more of it. 3 more
3 more.
in a year.
3 more in a year, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so you've been working at Animal House Studios, right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
where you do
Where is that? I'm not familiar. I've
It's
been
in
hearing about it.
Yeah, it's in Brockton.
Oh, okay.
So it was cool, like how I started working there, man. I was still obviously recording out of my room and stuff in my house, and I just started working with this dude Right Hook for a little bit, and at the time he was like doing
Shout
a
out
lot.
Right Hook.
Yeah, shout out
Shout
Right
out
Hook. He's a
Right Hook.
problem. He needed a spot just to come and track vocals and stuff, and he came by and laid down some stuff, and it sounded really good. And then me and him actually ended up doing a joint that I made the beat for called "Look for Something." That came out like ridiculous, dude. I was pumped about it.
Fire.
So that was like a little I don't want to say like it was a little like progression like for me at the time. You know what I mean? He was kind of an artist that I've been told that me and him kind of made similar style music for mad long, and everyone's like, dude, you guys need to do a song together, whatever. And that was a little like accomplishment, like I said, for me just to get him in the studio. So the same day that I'm sitting there working with him, I get a phone call from a random number. And I'm like, the fuck, who's this? So I walk in the other room, I answer the phone, and it's Jason. And he's like, yo. I was like, what's up, dude? And he's like, yo, is this Protege? I was like, yeah, what's going on, man? And he's like,
Is this a
nothing.
telemarketer?
Yeah, legit. I'm like, this is fucking, I was like, this is a good day. You know what I mean? He's like, no, he's like, my studio's looking for another engineer. He's like, I've been asking around, and I've been hearing your name keep on popping up. Like, what's up? You want to come through for an interview? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I go there, and the place is perfect, dude, because I don't know. I kind of liked, even when I had like the studio in my room before, it had like that hominess kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, because I've done features with artists, and I've gone and recorded in like the magazine style professional studios, and it's sometimes that vibe can kind of fuck you up a little bit because it's like it's so professional looking to where like that's all that's on your head. You're not really.
You can't be yourself.
You can't be yourself in it. Yeah, you gotta be like
You're
on.
almost like judging your content.
You feel
to
like
the
every
quality
minute
of
you're
the
there
studio,
is like
yeah.
you're on the clock. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Exactly.
So it's like, oh shit, dude. But so when I walked into Jay's, it was like that like professional look of a studio, but it still had like that real chill vibe to it. I was like, this is perfect. Like it's like
Yeah.
a supersize of like what I had. You know what I mean? And
Are there like multiple studios in there, or is it just one?
Dude, the building that it's in, there's probably like I want to say 35 or 40 different studios in it.
We had a studio in there.
Yeah, exactly.
For about 2 weeks.
Yeah,
we built the walls and then we broke them down.
Yeah, dude.
Broke the walls
We
down.
literally like this is no bullshit. Like all the have not is we literally bought a studio room that's like 2 doors down from where I work at now, the J Studio.
Okay.
And at first we had a studio over at this other big building on Dover Street, and it was like $600 a month or whatever, but the room was dope. It had like a chill room and then like a plexiglass room with like everything all boothed in and stuff, and then it had like a little mixing all cut out, like in the room already cut out full. We just had to bring the equipment in, so I was like, yo, this is perfect. And
just $600 a month for the space?
Yeah, for the space, yeah. Which
not
like
bad.
you know what I mean,
Yeah.
between all of us, like it was nothing. And but the first building that we did, like I don't know, like 2 weeks into it, like the building ended up getting closed down because there was like an electrical fire in the basement or something like that.
I see.
There was gangs
Yeah,
in there.
plus the whole building was riddled with like gangs and
Yo,
like, mad. There was a lot of shit
yeah.
going on there.
The building that we were at, so when I was in the band, we practiced there.
Yeah, you guys were in the same building over in Dover Street.
And they told me, they were like, oh yeah, the building got condemned. There was a fire.
Yeah.
There was gang shootings. There's a video somewhere of the security footage, and this dude fucking kills some other dude in the fucking in the stairs, in the emergency stairwell.
Jeez.
Bro.
Shoots him right there, and then he like goes back to whatever room he's in.
Yeah.
Like they show it on the video camera, and then he comes back like 2 hours later, time lapses.
Right.
And he comes back and he's like checking the guy to make sure he's dead.
Oh my god.
And then when they were shutting down the building, like the last day you could move everything out, they had like the police and the fire were down
they
there.
did a full raid on the whole building, dude. They weren't
had
weren't
fucking-
playing around, bro.
There was a shootout
Yeah.
like in like with the police and the fire there. Like the place was no
Dude,
joke.
that spot, that area, dude, it's right off of like Warren Street, dude, which is like one of like the worst streets like in Brockton. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember, so this is when I was
Mad
like probably
gangs.
like 15, 16. I was with this group called Stopping Artist Entertainment, and we just got a studio up on the 3rd floor of Dover Street. Like that's how I heard about all that from them back in the day. I just knew that was a spot to go rent out studio spaces. And it's me, my boy Matthias, and Derek Davis, and Joey Glenn. We're all up there like recording a song, making music. The room we had was huge, dude. We had a whole like beat making section, a whole mixing section, whatever. Like the place was on point. So we're up on the 3rd floor, and there's windows in the room that we have, right? So we look outside, and there's like the corner right there with a stop sign, and there's like mad people out in this corner, dude, trapping, like doing their thing. It's like, you know, but whatever. Like we ain't bothering them, they ain't bothering us.
Yeah.
So this dude in a car drives by, right? And he hits the stop sign, sees all the people on the corner or whatever, and one of the dudes like walks over from the corner or whatever and like slaps on the hood of his car when he's driving down the street, just trying to be an asshole. This dude, right, stops his car. I don't know what. He must have been feeling confident as hell that day because there's like 11 of them and like one of him.
It's like Die Hard
Dude
3.
stops, gets out his car, car's still running, gets out, starts talking all this mess, like, you guys here, whatever. So now he's like surrounded by like everybody there, and I'm like, dude, you could tell he was like, dude. He
Probably
got some
was
licks in
packing
on one
something,
dude.
yeah.
A couple people else come up from behind him and start like whacking on him and shit. So the dude's like, he gets up and he's like, fuck this, and he walks back to his car and he leans over in his glove compartment, and we're all like looking down at the window watching this whole thing. I was like, dude, is this kid about to get a gun right now?
Has to be.
So dude, he pulls out and he has like one of the little mini Red Sox bats that they used to film way back in the day.
jeez.
Bro, and starts swinging it on all these dudes. He had a mini bat, bro. He starts
Souvenir
swinging it on all these dudes. So obviously one guy comes up from behind him, left hook, fucking suckers him from behind, knocks the bat out of his hand. They grab it, start beating the shit out of this dude with his own bat.
Oh, man.
Bro, and then one day, while this is all going on, one dude gets up and realizes that the car's still running with the door open and the keys in the ignition. Hops in the dude's car and peels off and was like, "Fuck you!" And the other dude's just finished beating the ever-living shit out of this guy and just
Sounds like a
left him
bad
there.
day.
Left him there on the street, and like, dude, and we're all just looking down at the window.
Tough
and then
city.
He's literally face down on the ground, rolls over and looks at us, like looks up at us, like looking down at him, watching this whole thing. He's like,
man.
"Fuck, you kidding me?" I was like, "Yo, dude."
You didn't know that guy, right? He
Yeah,
was
no.
just a rando,
This
yeah.
is just some random guy that
Oh
you know
my
what I
God.
mean. We just
Carjacked and
happened
beat up
literally like
with his
all
own bat.
right. I was like, yo.
That's a fucking story.
But that was dude,
that
was just the vibe of the neighborhood we were in. You know what I
Pretty
mean?
terrible, yeah.
That was the vibe. That was it was like a Tuesday.
But
Tuesday
that's
afternoon.
not Animal House.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, that's what I mean. Animal House is
Bringing
over,
the
I know
carousel
that.
home.
But it's like yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Sounds
yeah.
like that place doesn't is not active anymore.
They redid it.
Yeah, they redid it.
Redone.
Well, that's why the
New
dude.
owners.
So the guy who owned that building, also owns the building that we now have the studio at. He used to own both of them. So
Same
when our
area?
studio, they're literally, it's like a couple streets away from each other. It's
Okay.
not like, they're real close in Brockton. I think they're both on the south side. So our room got fucked up at the studio before, so we talked to the landlord and we're like, dude, like, what's up? We paid you like for rent already, and now like the whole building's just shut down. Like, we want something. Yeah. So he brought us over to the new studio that we had over on Montello Street. And yeah, that was like me, Dave, like CJ, Tootie, like the whole crew, whatever. We all threw down on it. And literally, like, we cleaned the place. And you walk in, right, and there was like this wood floor area where like the mixing table and everything was going to go, and they had the booth already cut in. And then you walk into like a second room, and it was like this little weird like writing room. And then you walk through that wall, and it was like this huge open like living room area. So we spent mad long like cleaning the place, dude. We went
walls.
We were on our hands and knees, dude, like scrubbing all the wood floors and everything, like getting it ready for me to move all my equipment.
Yeah.
And we spent like literally probably like 2 months doing this, and still making no money out of the studio yet because we haven't brought any of my stuff in there yet, whatever. So we were like already down like I don't know,
like
a grand
paying for the space,
paying
while
for the
you're
rent,
cleaning
yeah,
it.
while we're cleaning it,
man.
right? You know what I mean?
I think that'd be his job.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
annoying.
Yeah, he came in, dude. We literally, like I said, we had to get down on our fucking hands and knees and start scrubbing the floor with like everything. This place was like, it was turned upside down.
So the rooms are just rented to individual.
Yeah, the rooms are
artists,
empty, like they're gutted. You know what I mean? You can kind of make your own whatever the hell you want to do with it, but he more or less just rents out like the actual room. Some rooms are like literally a open like small square room. Those are like $400 a month. Then like the $600 a month ones are like have like a booth built into them or whatever. Like however much you want to pay depends on like the style of room that you get.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Yeah, dude. But we spent mad time in there just like cleaning the place to like build a huge wall out of drywall. And then, like, 4 days later, just to smash it all down. Like, when we were just there drinking one day out of our minds. Like, you know what? No, this wall shouldn't go here. And we literally all just run through it and knock the whole thing down.
And then I think that was the last time
And
we
then
were
that
over
was, like,
there.
the last month. We never even brought any of my equipment in there. We literally just, like, we never even, like, opened up that studio.
Just
We had it for, like, 3 months.
So
and
you just built it up, destroyed the wall, and then
it up. Just left.
yeah. So
I was like, nah,
that like
well,
a business decision?
well, because it
or,
came
like-
it came down to a
waste of time.
well, it
Oh,
came
that-
down
the biggest waste of time ever, bro.
it came
Oh my
down to a
God.
point too where
Wrestling.
like half the crew couldn't even get to the spot.
Yeah, exactly.
And like so they're like, we ain't paying for it if we're not gonna be able to go there.
Yeah.
Like if we need to like get rides there and everything, or we can only go at certain times.
Yeah.
So like it ended up like only like 3 or 4 of us were paying for it.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like it was
That's
just
the
like
plug.
fuck this.
Yeah,
Like,
ideally it was supposed to be like 6 or 7 of us all thrown down, so it would have been way cheaper. But like
$50 a
how
month,
it just it all worked out like that. But in hindsight, I mean, I'm kind of glad that happened because if that hadn't happened, I might not have been working out where I'm now. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like once I got that call, dude. Plus, it was dope too because the studio was already furnished. Like it already had all the equipment and stuff in it.
Yeah,
like I
that's
brought
key.
a couple little things of mine. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, it was set up exactly how I needed it to be.
hell yeah.
They just needed an engineer to run it, dude. Yeah, me and Jay, we got really close. Like I said, I've been there for probably like 6 or 7 years or something like that.
Damn.
And yeah, that's my guy, dude. I did some work on the Kill Your Boss album that he dropped. Like got really good reviews and stuff. And
Yeah, it's a good album. It's a good album.
yeah, it came out dope,
A
man.
year ago, right?
Yeah, about a
Last
year ago.
December, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I spent some long ass nights there, dude, searching around for files and getting everything right. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That was a good album.
Sure.
It sounded great.
Hell yeah.
man. I know he did his thing on that. Yeah, bro.
So we got a couple joints to get
Yeah,
into.
let's play some music.
Yeah, I got some stuff, man, for sure.
City Lights. Let's get into that one.
Yeah, City Lights is dope. You guys are gonna like this one.
So
Yeah.
who's on this?
So this is me and my boy Tootie. We just started making we're working on a little project right now. He just came back from Florida. And
Shout out Tootie.
Shout out
Shout
Tootie.
out.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yo, Tootie's an animal, bro. That dude is a savage in the fucking studio. I know, he's so good.
I'll still kick his ass though. I'll still kick his ass
Yeah, I
though.
Green always
He's so
rises.
good, man.
All right, so let's get into this one. City Lights.
City Lights.
Protege and Tootie.
Peep it.
Yo, my environment keeps bringing on my old behavior. Due to violence, drugs and violence, can no one save you? I know the danger, forgiving strangers, my open heart. Still I keep riding, avoid the sirens, I'm going strong. This the place I grew up in. We always blinded by the city lights. And everyone in search for something. up. When I get it, I'ma be alright. And everyone just feeling stuck here. Take the bus, getting jumped into certain places when you come near. I grew up here, living rough, sniffing drugs when the plug's near. Shit out of luck, number one fear. No, I gotta make a change though. Get the bankroll, push the music and get it through to a label. I need an angel to sing my lyrics as pain grows. Trying to be a name that they compensate at the table. I'm getting tired of waiting for everyone to scream my name. And everyone just trying to make it. Come for the ride, I need to get away. There's a place I grew up in. We always blinded by the city lights. And everyone in search for something. And I wish I could live a different life.
Speaking of such committees, you just heard City Lights.
City Lights. Protege,
hopefully y'all like that.
Yes. Love it. That song's fire.
No, thank you, bro. You know, it's a good, it's about as West Coast as I'm going to sound coming from Boston.
All
but
right.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? I try to touch on it.
Young Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Shout out
RIP.
to Nipsey Hussle.
RIP,
Rest in
shout-outs.
peace.
Yeah, R.I.P. Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Tootie, though. It's always good to hear Tootie on the track.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
so excited to, like, have him back, like, and, you know, trap
He's got a
him.
great voice for it.
Dude, he's so, like, versatile, too, man. Like, you know, it's dope, too, because even living in Florida kind of made him pick up, like, that southernness, but he's still, like, a fucking genius, so he found a way to, like, incorporate that, like, Kevin Gates southern kind of style with, like, his East Coast. The dude's, like,
Yeah.
he aggravates me, like, how good he is. Like,
Yeah.
it sucks, because
No shit, dude.
I'll be feeling myself one minute, and Tootie would come in and just show me the verse he has, and I'm
Nah,
like,
he's
fuck
a
you,
natural
dude.
born artist.
Get out of here,
Yeah,
will you?
get the fuck out.
Get in the booth and
You
record.
had the home studio. I remember. I think it was the first time I ever met Tootie.
Yeah.
It was when we were hanging out there, and he just came in, and the two of you like made a song, or you made a song, but he was like helping you with it because you were just coming up with lines.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He just-
Okay.
He just basically like crafted a song, like the both
On the
of you did.
spot. Yeah. No,
Crafted
but
a song on the spot. Like,
dude, you'll give that kid an idea or like one like
and it was
rhyming
like,
word.
Holy shit!
That's what I'm saying.
I was like, this kid knows what he's doing.
He's crazy like that, dude.
Yeah.
Like the other day we were actually hanging out, and it was like the first time in a little bit. We were kind of chilling, dude. We were at the studio till pretty late, and somebody was asking like Tootie to freestyle because they know like he's a beast or whatever, and he's so like. You know what I mean? It's like 1 a.m, 2 a.m, dude. Like, we're mad tired. We're just kind of kicking back. We've been, like, recording all night. And that, like, kind of kicks the shit out of you sometimes. And he's like, oh, dude, I don't even want to, whatever. Still drops a freestyle, bro. Like, had me, everybody in the room was like, what? Like, just like, the kid started throwing in, like, punchlines, all shit. And it was all off the top of his head. Like, he's talking about everything that's going on around in the room. And I'm like, dude, this kid looked like he was about to fall asleep 10 seconds ago. And now he just spits the best. Yeah, legit.
Exactly.
And then he's just like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's just a little something. I'm like,
It's
all
like
right,
he's
asshole.
the mask. He like
Yeah.
puts on the.
He just wakes up.
Wakes up, he's
Yo,
like,
all
all
of a
right,
sudden.
fire 16 in fucking 7 seconds. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Gotta
he's
love
dope,
it though.
man.
That's hilarious.
That's
It's-
that dude.
It's dope too, man, because like he went to Full Sail and shit, and he's got like a bachelor's in like in audio and stuff, dude. Like
There we
he
go.
did his thing, man. Like he went to school for it, which is dope because he's naturally talented anyway. But like I was saying about,
He
you
plays
know,
instruments, right? I think
yeah,
he plays
dude,
piano.
he's nasty on piano. He's
Yeah.
learning guitar right now. Like it's, but dude, he went out like he had no idea how to play piano, and he picked it up flawlessly in like not even a year.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it's like. That's why like he's my man, dude. I'd do anything for that kid. But like seeing just how quick he can jump into something and learn it and pick it up,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm like, bro. I've been sitting here banging on keys for like 7 years, and I'm still not even like where I want to be at. And you go to
He just
Florida
pieces
for a
it
year,
together
come
right away,
back as
yeah.
like Beethoven, dude. It's like what
Yeah.
the fuck. But yeah, man, it's like it's cool because he knows a lot about the mixing and the production side as well. So me and him, well, like when we're sitting in the studio together, like I trust his ear, and he showed me songs that I'm like, dude, well like dope. Like he gets it. You know what I mean? For the sound that I'm looking for, he's right in that area. So it's cool being able to sit down with him and have a conversation about the production of the song as well, not just like, you know, the writing verses, like when it comes time to edit and mix and stuff. So it's cool, man. Yeah, the new project we're working on is going to be really good. We've only been in the studio for like 3 or 4 days, and we already got like 5 potential songs that are, you know, going to be on it. This one, City Lights, was going to go on it, but I was like, nah, I'm grabbing that for my project. So sorry, bro, you can't have that one. We'll make another one, but
Yeah, there's definitely some secret tracks out there. So sound off in the comments if you got Screlly bucks. You want to buy that track? You want to buy that track with those Screlly bucks?
Matt, like I'm famous for sending just like handfuls of tracks out through emails, dude. That's like I'll still show people some stuff. You know what I mean?
Exclusives.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
have like 7-8 tracks in an email chain and just send it to like 30 people or whatever. And I'm like, all right, here's let me know what you think, whatever.
Yeah.
That's like I'm talking about. Get a newsletter going. Get a subscription.
Yeah.
Boom.
I gotta say, that is the coolest thing, though. Like, if you like an artist and then you start finding things that aren't on albums, and you're they did this track with this person, and it's just out there, like, but I don't know where it is. Like,
it's a little gem, dude. It's like an Easter egg, dude. You know
exactly.
what I mean?
That's a good thing to be planting out there.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm the fucking Eastie Bunny of the rap world. Just leaving the shit.
Hey.
Dude. Eastie Bunny.
Oh man, that's
Eastie Bunny been around for years.
Yo, you heard it here first. This is the rebrand.
Yep.
Eastie Bunny.
2019,
man,
baby. Eastie Bunny.
This is just like B Rabbit, but like better.
Yeah, but the Eastie Bunny.
The E Bunny.
When can we hear some new Eastie Protege?
Dude, so
got a song.
me and this motherfucker, shout out John Glass, dude. That's my man.
Big shout out John Glass.
Shout out John Glass. So I took the train down to the studio he used to work at down in like it was in Beverly, Foxborough, some way far away town, like, you know what I mean? And but me and him were talking about been linking up for a minute, and one day I was just like, fuck it, dude. I just hopped in the commuter and went down there, and we ended up sitting down and making a beat together, and it came out dope. But it was one of those things, like, I sat on it for like a year, like, just never did anything with it. Yeah. And me and Eastie jumped in the studio, and
it was like a year ago.
Yeah, it was about a year ago. And we hadn't made anything new in a minute, and I was just playing him. I happened to have been working on a couple of beats at the time, we were flipping through, and I played that beat, and I was like, yo, and then me and him both immediately came up with like the hook idea for it. We both wrote our verses on the spot, laid it down. We did the whole song that night.
Yeah.
And it came out banging, dude. Like, that song's really, really good.
Hell yeah.
We gotta do a video for that. I know. I
got an idea, dude. We'll talk about it offline. We'll talk about it on the way.
Y'all don't get that exclusive just yet.
Ooh, sorry, guys.
Yeah, sorry. Sound off in the comments if you think you know what we're going to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's what we need.
Shout outs to the comment section.
Shout outs to the comment
Shout out to the comment section. Hit us up if you got all types of questions. Maybe you have guesses as to maybe how things are going to go from here on out. If you have predictions as to the lyrics of these songs, just throw out lyric predictions. We're ready for it. You'll maybe win some stuff.
Closest one wins a prize.
Yeah, we got
closest
prizes.
one wins.
Yeah.
You win the exclusive of the song if you.
The Uzi.
Ooh, yeah, Uzi.
Yeah, Uzi.
Patent it. Trademark.
Dude, that sounds like a
You heard it here first.
character.
Yeah, Uzi.
Yeah, Uzi.
That's the newest Pokemon thing.
Yeah, legit.
Stop popping up on Pokemon Go. You see my face?
Ooh.
Just you comes up.
BB4 exclusive. We got deals with Pokemon Go.
Yeah, shout out Pokemon.
That's our subtle plug.
Are people still doing that?
I think so.
I was thinking about it this morning.
I think it made a revival.
I think it is.
Jeeves.
Shout out to Ash Jeeves. Shout out Jeeves.
I do see people play it at my office. There's like people have it on their phone.
Bro, people were like ending up in people's like backyards like religiously when that was going on. Like that was
that first summer where it became big. People were
like walking out in the middle of the street and all that shit. People were driving around in their cars, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy.
I saw someone this morning with it. The reason I was thinking about it is they had a sticker of one of the teams. Like there was the yellow, red, and blue team, or there was
oh my god, they had squads, bro.
Yeah, you could pick like squads, and people got like aggressive about it. I remember it being like, because certain squads could take over like the gyms in like an area, so it would be like that squad's like color until someone else beat it. So I remember it was like was a thing.
Like with your whole crew, like we're taking the gym back, bro.
Like,
this
is Pokemon promoting gang violence?
Yeah,
you heard it here first.
What are
Boston's Big Four.
What are you?
Conspiracy, big conspiracy.
My childhood all makes sense now.
I can tell you though. I can tell you it's still big. Where I work, there's an after school program. A ton of kids there every day. And they're all talking that shit. I saw them.
No, that's what I mean. We were doing that shit when we were kids too. Like kids should be doing that. Like grown ass people. Like
grown ass people.
Well, dude, it's like do your thing. You know what I mean? But like I said, if I look out in my backyard and you're justifiably like your reason to be there, it's just dude, I just gotta doing something real quick. I'll be like,
for Pokemon.
Dude,
I gotta catch this thing real quick.
No, there's not.
Yeah, no, there's not. I'm looking right now, bro. I don't. You know,
It's like you're also playing
There's just a
Pokemon
ring.
Go. No, there's not.
There's just a
Get
ring.
out of my backyard.
plot twist. Plot twist. I've been sitting here for days, dude. There's never been anything yet.
Hasn't
if
been
you
a
do
peep.
see one, let me know. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
Hasn't been a Pokemon in 3 years.
Yeah,
You're just like exhausted.
we
and
never
tired.
did see that Pokemon again.
I've been patiently waiting.
Yeah, it's like the Jeepers Creepers, dude. You're just sitting there, just waiting. 29 years.
You just got the rocking chair.
Yeah, he's
Man.
on the front porch.
We got
Wherever you're sitting, there's always a shadow.
We're gonna take this carousel home.
Of what-
Yeah, we should bring this
Yeah.
carousel home.
We
Damn.
got here from the
Carousels.
Yeah Uzi,
Do
which
another
came from
song.
the loose
Play another
songs.
song.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Let's play some
One
tracks.
too many times.
One too many times. All right.
Who's on this one?
So this is my homegirl Becky Campbell. She was a singer I was working with for a little bit. She actually does a couple songs on the project.
Shouts out Becky.
Yeah, shouts
With
out
the
Becky.
good hair.
Yeah, Becky.
It's gotta be right.
It's gotta
How
be.
many
It's the
Beckys
one,
are
and
there?
only. The one and only.
If your name's Becky, you gotta have good
You
hair.
gotta have good hair, dude. Sorry.
Probably gets it all the time.
It is what it is, you know what I mean? So she kind of came in, like in the clutch a little bit, dude. Like I didn't really know her too well, and then she came to the studio and just kind of laid down one song, and I heard like the potential in what I could do with her voice, so I was like, all right, let's do a handful of songs. And same thing, we made like 3 or 4 songs that like I didn't even do anything with until like we did this one. Like I said, it's like I had to kind of make those 3 or 4 trial songs to kind of put out the one that, I liked. And I had like the ideas for the song. I was kind of writing down little melodies for the chorus and shit like that. And I only came up with the first like 4 bars of the song, and that's all I had for it. And then once I got in the studio with her and I just heard her kind of start singing some background float notes and stuff, it just triggered ideas for, I was like, okay, now the chorus can sound like this. We can talk about this, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's what's important to me too, is like having other artists in the studio with me. It gives me that like dynamic of a different thought on the song. You know what I mean? Because when it's just all me, I'm like, all right, well, it can go like it can sound like this, or I can make it sound like this, whatever. It's like the possibilities are endless, but you got to pick a direction to go with it.
And will you ever have lyrics like, so you have something like written out that maybe you think would sound better with someone else's voice?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
okay.
That's exactly. That's why I love like I've been getting into songwriting for other people lately, which is like an avenue I always wanted to go down, because it's like there's even a bunch of songs that I have that I've recorded with somebody else in mind for it. I'll just record it to show them like the demo version of like the idea that I'm having. You know what I mean? Like there's a song me and my director Ben are about to do a video for. He's the one who directed the Drive video. Shout out Ben Cassiani. He's a problem.
Shout out
Shouts out,
Ben. Counterculture.
Yeah, Counterculture. That's my man. He makes movies, dude. I love that dude. So
It's a movie.
we spent crazy time on the Drive video, whatever, and I've been trying to do a new video with him, and I sent him 5 or 6 tracks in the email or whatever, and this song was actually one that I wanted to do the video for. Was One Too Many Times. But I sent him this song, Take Me to Church, that I did. That was supposed to be like a song for somebody else. Like I just wrote it and was like, I can hear more of like a rockish kind of style vibe on it, but it's like some Kanye kind of style shit to where you can kind of go either way with it. And I sent it to Ben just to get his thoughts on it. I was like, what do you think? I told him like it wasn't even going to be for me and nothing like that. And he's like, nah, dude, this is your next video. This is the next video song. And I was like, dude, I'm not really, this isn't like me, but like it's the production on it sounds good. Like I did my thing, but as far as the song itself, I wasn't sold for, I was like, this isn't really, exactly. Like I said, I wrote it in mind with somebody else in my head to sing it. And he's like, nah, dude, he's like, you need to keep this. This is really good.
Sometimes that's how it happens.
Yeah.
Know?
So,
Kinda...
I mean, a part of me, like, because I know what I'm trying to do, so like I kind of was like, fuck, dude, I don't want to do a video for the song. This isn't the one. But at the same point in time, like I didn't want to do a video for Drive either, and like he made that. So I was like, all right, dude, I trust you.
Yeah, the Drive
True.
video was fire.
Yeah, dude, I love that. That came out really good.
Absolutely fire.
Dude, that took us like almost like a year and a half, 2 years to make.
Oh, it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely, it was worth it. Cause like he does video wise like what I do in the studio audio wise, you know what I mean? Like once we kind of went out and we got some shots for it and we had the whole like skeleton of it like actually laid out like in the video editing program and shit, and we kind of like visually saw an idea for it, he was like, all right, dude, now I know what I want to do with it, so let's cut all this, we'll go back out, reshoot, film. Like he was down to just kind of dive both hands in and make it like his like baby too, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, bro, whatever you want to do. Like if you're seeing extra shots and all this crazy shit, go nuts. Like you're steering the car right now. You know what I mean? This is all in your hands. But yeah, he did his thing with it, dude. But I just love the way he shoots, like the way he just edits his shit together. I was like, I want it to be real, like cinematic kind of style looking, not just like cut shots and more, or like posse scenes or whatever. Like I kind of want to write a little story to it so you can follow, you know what I mean?
Those are always the best to watch too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're with it the whole time.
You're right, and it's like I'm a fucking nutcase in the studio, and I try to make every song have that, like, you could hear it almost as like a soundtrack to a movie. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm going for. That's why I want everything to sound big and full and atmospheric, and it really just hits you through all sides of the speakers. Like I want you to like feel it. Those like pump up commercials where you're like, damn, dude, like that's the shit I'm trying to make. That just gives you the chills, and once you want to get up and do something. Right. You know what I mean? So this track has that energy to it, I think. You know what I mean?
One too many times.
One too many times, man.
Becky
Campbell.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, here it is.
Let's go.
Baby, just keep calling for me, 'cause I don't have to tell you I was right all alone.
Yeah, lately I've been trying to make sense of it all. Take me to a place quiet, I can hit the pause, take a deep breath and just reflect on what's going on. Just me left standing, just know I'm still holding on. 'Cause I've been down this road one too many times. Can't let this go no matter how hard I try. It's a one-way ticket, still hoping that I return. Teach me one more time before I go let it burn. Yeah, if you asked me a year ago where I'd be in life, I say I don't know. I have to roll and see the dice. Never paid attention to anyone giving me advice. I just kept it moving from summer days to freezing nights. Still, I won't apologize for being me. 'Cause living off of borrowed time make me a thief. I got a lot of actions that I put to rest. Got someone upstairs looking down, I said I wouldn't stress. Lately I've been trying to make sense of it all. Take me to a place quiet, I can hit the pause, take a deep breath and just reflect on what's going on. Just me left standing, just know I'm still holding on.
That was one too many times.
One too many times. Another jam.
Yeah, man.
Protege featuring Becky Campbell.
Yes, Becky Campbell. Yeah, she makes an appearance on the project a couple times too. You know what I mean? We did this other song called "Catch Me I'm Falling" that came out really good. And I'm trying to think. We have a couple other ones that are still like, I don't know if they're gonna make the project or not, or I might drop them as singles because like they still sound really good. But I don't know if they're gonna fit the mood of everything else. But like I said, I've been saying this whole episode I might change my mind in a week.
Hey,
and,
it's
you know what I mean?
dynamic.
Yeah.
Nothing's set in stone here.
Yeah, dude. I just like, cause it's like I've been sitting around listening to it for so much. Obviously, throughout the process of working on it, like I want to give a handful of songs to like somebody else, almost that I trust, and be like, all right, dude, these are the best ones out of these. You know what I mean? Because if it's up to me, like I know I'm never gonna pick, cause I have a personal stake in every song. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
hell yeah,
I'll figure it out.
Peer editor.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's what they call them.
Right.
Papers.
Around,
Right.
Even
definitely.
Yeah, try to have like a little listening party or something like that. I think that's what I might set up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just try to
have a listening party.
Yeah, absolutely.
Heard it here first.
You already got
exclusive
the spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
listening
Everybody's
party
invited.
coming up.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of get like a vibe of like what everybody else likes, like what's have everybody take notes on it and shit, and just see what are the better songs, what are people's favorites, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, get an outside opinion on it.
Hell yeah.
To invite like media there, at least like.
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I'll have you guys come through. We'll do a whole.
Oh
thing
yeah,
on
we're
it.
media.
Hell yeah.
By the time you drop it.
Yeah.
You got something ready.
You guys got to come to the studio too, man. Just even chill. Like,
Definitely.
it's
Hell
dope
yeah.
there, bro. That's what I'm saying. He's been like he knows.
Yeah, I'll
It's
definitely
We
come
should
through.
next Protege and Easty session. We should.
Yeah,
have
bro.
the-
We
have
should
the
get in,
boys
dude.
come
That's what
through.
I'm saying.
We
We'll
should
even
cook up,
like. I know we got to make something
Dare I
else too.
say, should we cook up Boston's Big Cipher? Everyone's
Boston's Big
Yeah.
Everyone
Oh,
spits.
shit.
Dude.
You heard it here first. Boston's Big Cipher is brewing.
Oh shit.
It's been seeded.
You know what I mean?
Any rappers who think they got the stuff, sound off in the comments.
Oh, we should keep it to guests only. We should keep it to guests only. No.
What do you mean?
If you've been a guest, you can be on the cipher.
Ooh.
I like that.
Ooh,
Okay.
Gives you more
exclusive.
incentive to be a guest.
Perhaps.
Yeah, guest only Boston's Big Cipher. We just it's the
Boom.
You know
rules.
what I mean?
Yeah, we'll cut that out. We'll
Drop
cut all that
16s
out.
whenever, bro. Drop 16s whenever.
Snip, snip.
You know what I mean? I know you guys should do something like that. That'd be dope to get a little segment of just an artist doing their thing.
Absolutely. We'll just shoot it on location somewhere.
Do a show too.
So that was my question. Would you guys do it like while the guest is on, they like just perform something or whatever, freestyle, whatever, or would you do it as a separate episode with all
It would be a
the
separate thing.
right with all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
like
Yeah.
previous
So,
guests on it?
I'm a huge fan of ciphers. I like car ciphers.
Hell yeah.
I like warehouse ciphers.
Yeah,
I
dude.
want to be out in the woods somewhere.
Dude,
like
those are the
weird
best. Back in
ciphers.
the-
You know
dude,
what I
when
mean?
I was like, my late teenage years, early 20s, like that was my favorite thing, bro. Just like driving around with all my homies in a car, dude, just passing the blunt around, listening to beats, and we'd all just like freestyle, dude, for hours. You know, come up with like full songs on a car ride. You know what
And
I mean?
it's like no
was
judgment
dope.
in the cipher. Whatever comes out.
whatever comes
sometimes
out
it's
comes
hot.
out.
Yeah.
That's what I mean,
We
dude.
went
Some
through- we went through a time where that's all we would do. Like,
Yeah,
Hell
we would
yeah.
just hang out and
just throw on
freestyle.
beats and
Yeah.
just start rapping.
Yeah,
That's all
bro.
we would do.
it's fun as fuck, dude. You know what I mean? And
It's very
sometimes
fun.
like you come up with some dope ideas that are just like
Yeah, and
on the
everyone's
fly. You're
just
like,
like,
oh shit! Like yeah, you get those
Hell
like
yeah.
yo moments.
That
Those
was
are the
so
best.
relevant.
That made so much sense, bro. I'm saying it's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, ciphers.
ciphers,
I want
yeah.
ciphers to come back because I feel like
Yeah.
they made like a big YouTube thing for a while and it hasn't been. I haven't seen as many. I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly. I know. We do gotta stop bringing it back. Back in the day, dude, I remember. I forget who started it up, but they did like the Park Street ciphers. Remember that from back in the day when it was like I'm trying to think what they call it, something
Subway
else now.
cipher?
It's like they do in the subway now. It's but it's around
Yeah.
Boston. Like they
Which,
hit all
yeah,
the different.
I shouldn't say they don't do it because that exists. We
Yeah,
haven't
well,
even made an
that's-
appearance there. Yeah,
I think that's what they
You're
do.
gonna-
They go down to every different train stop, like on like the orange line or the red line or something
Yeah.
like that, and they all meet there and do like a
it's the
big ass
subway
cipher there.
cipher.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
it. Yeah, so that started as we just did the Park Street ciphers. We were meeting there. And Park Street's like a busy area anyway, so it
Oh,
was
yeah.
dope. Like we go. I remember we did the first one, dude. It was like me, Oblivious, Angelo, I think Aztec. Like when I was running with my Stop and Artist crew, we go out there, dude, and it's like the middle of the winter, like horrible time to start. You know what I mean?
Gotta
And we
grind,
all-
though.
Yeah, legit, just gotta do it. It came up, we acted fast on it. And we went out and sat at Park Street, dude, for like a good probably like 2-3 hours, just freezing our ass off, like freestyling. It started off with just like our crew, but then everybody walking by, like more people started joining in, and after like a couple hours, it was like a thing. We had like a
Yeah.
crowd around us and shit. Like it was cool. You know what I mean?
That's dope.
that is classic. So are there? I mean, when you guys were doing, was it just all a cappella? Or did anyone have a microphone?
So that's where it came in. It was just there wasn't any mics or amps or nothing like that. We were
Mm.
just kind of going like off the top or whatever. But then like people would come in who could beatbox and shit out the cut and just start
Yeah,
laying something like that down. Or it became like this, like I said, this musical thing. It was
Yeah.
dope.
The
Just
subway cipher they have now, they do it at Park Street, they do it at Forest Hills, they
Yeah,
do it
exactly.
at, Downtown Crossing, they move it around.
right.
They usually have a feature producer there now. Like,
Now that's what I'm saying. Like this was like years ago from like where that kind of started, and then that's what I mean. That more people started getting involved in it and took it and made it
Yeah,
like what
yeah.
it is now. But it's dope now that they
It's
do
a
that.
great
Dude.
idea, yeah.
Yeah, even just the exposure, dude, because like Boston has a lot of fucking talent in it, dude. Like, you know,
Absolutely.
I'm sure that there's like a shit ton of people I haven't even heard of that are amazing doing their thing. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, I
But
try to
just
follow the scene as closely
Absolutely.
as I can. I'm still finding out about people that I haven't heard of.
yeah, dude,
so
and
like,
it's
there's so much.
there's so much, dude. It's a lot, but it's like it's talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It all sounds good, bro. It's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's
Who are some of your favorites right now locally?
obviously I gotta shout out Justin Clancy. Like he's doing this
Justin
fucking
Clancy,
thing. He's
yeah.
killing it.
Everyone's shouting out Justin
Yeah, yeah,
Clancy
I
these days. He's
our podcast
yeah.
shout-outs
Yeah,
right
nah,
he's
doing
going.
his
Yeah.
thing.
Should keep a leaderboard.
now. Yeah, we should.
Man.
We should actually.
Sound off in the comments if you've been keeping count. That would help us out a lot.
Yeah,
Tallies.
bro.
Someone do
Doing
that
it.
for us.
Thanks, fans. Oh, I got
Um,
someone live is doing it. 37 shout outs from Justin Clancy throughout this podcast. Someone
Dude,
said,
make a
so.
little cut clip thing of like everybody else just shouting them out or whatever, and then just give it to him as a little.
We do
present.
have some shout out cut compilations.
Yeah,
we
man.
gotta.
Back in touch.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. I'm gonna say obviously Maki Picasso is killing it right now.
Picasso.
Another
Yeah.
podcast.
Another
I
guest.
know. Me
Yep.
and him, we've been talking about kind of throwing something together for a minute, dude. But timing is
Yeah.
everything. It's just gotta when it's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
You
It's
gotta,
happening.
you gotta make that Weymouth connection.
I know. Yeah, dude.
Hell
I
yeah.
bumped into him down at Faneuil Hall one night, just like randomly, and he's like, "Yo, dude." He was like, I was waiting outside to go get into the club, and he was sitting in there at the window, and he's like,
Ah.
"Yo." And he came out and he said the same thing. He's like, "Bro, we need to fucking get on something.
Yeah.
Like it's been
Absolutely.
way overdue."
Yeah.
And I feel bad. I couldn't make it to a show the other night, but obviously I know he held it down. He killed it.
Absolutely, video coming out.
Yeah, fucking
Hell
right.
yeah.
But it's done.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
I just like to see that, like that. He's got drive right now, man. He's got hustle and ambition. Like that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? It's not enough to just be like talented anymore. You know what I mean? You need to have like
Right.
your drive along with it.
gets
You know what
he
I'm saying?
understands like how to
Charisma,
navigate
yeah.
the industry.
Yeah,
and stuff
absolutely.
like that.
Which is key, dude. You
Which
know what
is
I'm
key,
saying?
yeah.
Because that's what, that's what I mean about Boston being so talented. Like, there's a shit ton of people here with great fucking music, but it's like there's another part to it that's very just as much essential as that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's way more than just making the music.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like if you're a good artist, like that's the easy part. You know what I'm saying? It's like marketing is a whole nother beast, dude.
Really,
that's kind of why it's important to have like some people around you and kind of develop a little team, dude. You know? And
hell yeah.
It definitely takes a village. It requires a lot. Especially you need teams.
I mean, I've probably over the years, dude. Like I've I switched my team around like a handful of times, dude. Just trying to figure out what's working and what's not, and you know what's kind of going on. And it's a hard mixture to get right. You know
because you want it to be your close friends, but sometimes they don't always have that same drive.
That's what it is. Or it's like it'll be little spurts of like momentum and drive. You know what I mean? And that's almost the worst, dude. That's like.
Exactly.
Giving to be straight, with a chick, but never quite doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, well, you're just teasing yourself.
Exactly, you're teasing yourself. You're constantly getting yourself excited and then letting yourself
down. Yeah, fucking right. It's like, what am I doing, bro? Yeah. It's like, but that's, it's hard to navigate like big groups of people like that, though, dude. The more people you have involved, the more different dynamics of the thought process, the conversation, the vibe of everybody. Like, is everybody gonna get along? Is this gonna work? Like, it's a lot to kind of.
Definitely don't want external stressors. There's a lot to think about with just putting on performances in the first place. So,
it would even happen like us when we were doing the Have Noticed projects and stuff like that. Like, I loved the crew that we had. I loved the music that we made. There was no question about any of that. But I like because we had the diversity because some people in the group like were really good at making that like underground heavy like boom bap-ish kind of style shit, and then we had more like singers in the group that were really good at what they did, and then we kind of meet in the middle on some stuff. Like we could kind of hit any kind of lane. But when it comes down to making a project to where it's like, all right, this is going to be what defines us, like which moods do we play more heavily? Do we make it more like aggressive in your face, or do we make it more kind of laid back and chill, or and not everybody's going to agree on the same thing all the time. So it'd be, that was the hottest thing. Like, wow. And I'm just the engineer, dude, and I'm like, I don't know, bro. Whatever, like, you guys figure all this out.
Can't get involved in that stuff.
I did my part. Like, this is in somebody else's hands right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it definitely takes someone to say, I mean, like, people get caught up in their own self, but like it takes a close friend to say sometimes like, oh, this kind of sucks. Like,
right, exactly. So you need that brutal honesty, bro. That's the thing. Like,
but people don't always want to hear it. So that is like a flip.
If it's your friend, if it's someone you like,
they don't want to tell you like, yeah, bro, this sucks. I know you just spent mad long working on this, but nah, it's not it at all. Like, you don't want to hear that shit. But that's what you do. You need that brutal honesty, dude. You need somebody to tell you that. Like I'm past now like I don't know just like the mixing and all that shit on it. It's like that's already gonna be at like a certain level, like no matter what, you know what I mean? As the song as a whole, like tell me what you think about this, and don't like, if you're not feeling it, that's fine, you know what I mean? But give me reasons why or whatever. Like I'm asking you your opinion on something because I'm trying to improve on it. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
So you need people in your corner like that are gonna tell you what's up.
Definitely.
Yeah, dude.
Well, we appreciate you coming by.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
this
anytime,
has been a pleasure, brother.
Thank you for being here.
Always, man. You guys are all the homies.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Me and Owen made some video cameos back in the day.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Jack was in the video, too?
Yeah, bro.
Find a Way.
Find a Way, yes. Remember that was the video? Owen?
Yeah. Shout out Ivis editing that video.
Yo.
That was a great
Shout out James Ivis.
Dude, I've never seen more of a stone cold mean mug. When we're on the stairs, dude.
Yeah. I didn't know what to...
That's the thing. I wasn't there for that day.
I not only didn't know what to do with my hands, I didn't know what to do with my face.
Oh my
God. Legs,
we gotta sneak a little clip of that in there. Just in this video, we just gotta pop that in.
I'm just sitting there, but hey, I kept it cool.
Yeah, that was the coolest I've ever seen anybody.
I had my Ray-Bans on. It looked pretty cool.
Literally, we're all sitting there just bobbing, vibing out, and Owen's just like, what's this shade?
Stone face, not moving.
Stone face, not a movement the whole time.
That's the manager look.
Yeah, straight up, you definitely were the manager in that video all day, bro. Yes, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and then we went to Great Hill.
Yeah,
I know.
You and Ivis went to Great Hill, and we shot that scene.
Yep. Sitting on the bench. It's on the guardrail.
Yeah, that was
looking over Quincy.
The production value was good on that video for the time. I mean, we were hitting locations. That was good.
Hell yeah.
Ivis worked hard on that.
He did, yeah.
Like he was going in on that thing. That was fun.
Yeah, bro. That's what shooting videos is fun, dude.
Shout
That's
out
what it
video
is.
producers.
Shout out video
editors.
producers, dude.
Yeah.
It's always like it's the most kind of awkward thing to do while you're doing it when you're out like in a public scene or whatever, and you're literally just being followed around by some guy with a camera, like performing like the songs like on low in your pocket and shit, so you can get the lyrics right and stuff. But like when you go in the editing room and it's all like mapped out, done, it looks ridiculous.
It always,
you know what I'm saying?
it always comes out better than you expect it to.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're doing it, it's like, all right, this doesn't feel that cool, you know. What I
Right.
mean? But then you look at it and it's like, all right, they made it look pretty cool.
Yeah, fucking right.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
I saw like a couple like meme pictures. Oh, not even meme pictures, but like it's like a photo of like somebody throwing something and like the actual version of like what the photographer's doing, and then next to it they show like the finished edited picture of like what he turned it into, and it's like, dude, it's ridiculous like what you can do.
All
in
the color
post-production.
corrections, everything.
absolutely. All that little minor stuff that just makes it pop. And
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our own video producer. Shout out Jenn.
Shout out Jenn.
Shout out Jenn.
She's been killing it.
Yeah, really, for real. Yeah, it's awesome how that stuff happens, because it is like, and I've said it before when we were just doing random shots, like, it's gonna feel weird now, but like
Right,
it'll
it's gonna
cut,
look
like
dope.
we'll cut it together.
dude,
cool.
I tell
like,
artists that in the studio all the time. Like they'll be in the booth like nervous to get like experimental and shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, this is where you want to be experimental. Like no one else is gonna hear this song but me and you in the studio right now. Like try whatever the fuck you want, and if it doesn't sound good, we're gonna delete it. Yeah, exactly. Being like, oh my god, look at that note he just said. Like fucking idiot.
exactly, yeah.
Imagine that, dude. Imagine
On Instagram Live, you're just like,
Embarrassing somebody, yeah.
Imagine a producer
Awesome
and engineer
environment,
like
yeah.
that. They tell you to get all experimental and shit. They're like, yeah, check
No, I
out this
told this
moron
dude.
right here. Look at this guy.
I told this dude to get artsy. Look what he's doing.
Yeah. Get a load of this guy.
Listen to Barbara Streisand over here.
Oh my god, dude. That'd be fucking awesome.
Oh, man. But yeah, that's not gonna happen. So
Yeah. I don't know. If artists get me in the mood in the studio, I might just turn into that guy. Dude, that'd be that's gold. That is gold.
let's get into
It's a
one
good
more
time.
track.
Yeah. So yeah, the last song I gave you guys is the song called "Die Young." This is a song I was telling you guys about outside. Like I've been working on for mad long. It's still I don't think it's perfect yet, but I mean that's just what I'm thinking on it. It
Do
sounds
you ever think it's perfect though?
far
You
and
ever
few
think
in
anything's
between.
perfect?
Yeah.
Far and few between.
I feel
dude.
like that's a common issue, I
Yeah.
guess, that many like artists have. You
Oh,
never
dude,
want to
it's-
put it out, but like
Yeah.
you gotta get it out there.
You gotta get it out, dude. You just
That's
gotta,
like-
yeah. You can't get hung up on one song, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta. I'm learning that now, dude. Slowly but surely, I'm a slow ass learning with stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of
It's-
funny because like if you hold on to it, it's as if it never came out.
it's as if it
So,
never came
yeah,
out.
so-
Exactly. I've made that mistake with a couple songs in the past, dude. That like I really put like some time in behind, on the editing standpoint of it, and I just got so lost in it to where like it never saw the light of day. Or I made a handful of new songs and considered those more relevant and forgot about that one or whatever. So I'm
Those
That's
are
why
good
I'm
ones for
even-
shows.
Yeah,
Snake 'em
exactly.
in,
Well, that's
you
why
know,
I'm even giving it to you right now to play. You know what I mean? That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
way of just being like, all right, play it, put it out. Like, just let the.
Do you have
let
any
everybody
shows
else
coming
decide.
up?
So I'm working on a couple right now. I don't have like set dates and shit right now. I'm trying to get. My
Keep an eye
primary
out.
focus was finishing the project, so I have something to actually consistently start doing at shows and shit now. You know what I
Sounds
mean?
good, yeah.
Obviously, I want to stop, promoting songs off it and shit, and have that incorporate that in the set list. So that was the thing. Like I said, I kind of been being like a mad scientist, dude, the last like year and some change, getting this shit done.
Fresh out the lab, ready
That's
to
what
go.
I mean. Now that it's finished, now I'm like, all right, cool. Now I can start doing all the other shit that comes along with it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna start getting some stuff printed up and everything. And this project, like, I'm not even charging for this, dude. This is just gonna be free because it's been a minute since I dropped anything. So this is just kind of be like a, an
Reintroduction.
appetizer for everybody
Yeah.
again to be like,
Yeah,
yo.
what platform?
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna make some physical copies. I'm gonna do like the Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna do the whole wraparound with it. And then, yeah, obviously, once I start getting some shows lined up, I'm just gonna have boxes of them and just start, handing them out or
Sounds
whatever.
good.
And,
Oh, yeah.
just throw a whole box of them at the crowd.
It's just-
Yeah,
There you go.
Crowd surf with the box.
Yeah, just handing them out. Dude,
Put
I
them in
know.
the mail with random addresses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just sending them.
You ever hear about the dude that got fired from McDonald's for putting his mixtape in people's
No way, that's hysterical. Happy Meals isn't the
Happy
demographic. Put them in.
Fucking dude. Yo, Rappy
They're not
Meals?
gonna peep your mixtape.
Rappy Meals, dude.
Oh man, that's probably the whole thing.
Come on now, Brian.
Come on now. His manager just comes up to him. Come on now, Brian. I know, exactly. It's really just blank CDs, fucking plot twist.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Yes,
Shawn Mikes
yes.
mentioned that it happened.
I know.
with
Shout out
Protege,
Shawn Mikes,
yeah.
man. Dude,
my
he just
God.
actually
Shawn
sent
Mikes.
me another song about 2 days ago that he wanted me to get on. That sounds really good. I just wrote a verse for it a couple nights ago, so we're gonna get in the studio and record that soon. Me and him are gonna have a banger coming out. Yeah, I know he's another one, man. He's on his grind right now. I'm proud of that kid. I've known him for a
Absolutely, yeah.
long, long time.
Making moves.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. Oh yeah, he's a good dude.
Dude, yeah. It's a good time. All right, let's get into this song.
Yeah, let's do it. Die Young.
Here it is.
Wasting time with a cigarette. You're like smoke inside my lungs. Get me high, but give me death. They say I'm old enough to die young. Thinking blindly as I regret. Without a high, I'll lie alone. From my lungs up one by one. La di da da da.
Used to feel so low, reasons I got high. Too many ways to go, nobody's down for that ride. Searching where to call home, found it deep in your eyes. Now I'm riding so low, hurt me to say goodbye. Cause love for you was easy, the other half to my whole. Love that I felt needed, now I'm saying leave me alone. To each his own, heart beating with the speakers in a song. And I'm used to you and me because it's all that we have known, yeah. Tried to be different, I noticed the agony in it. Them blues made me feel alive, but I'm just too young to die. Now I'm trying to live different, eyes wide on that vision. Too many friends that had died, and I ain't trying to lie there with them. I miss them, reminiscing, wishing that y'all were here. Trip when I see your picture, shed a tear, you disappear. But it's just one more conversation, I whisper under my breath. Feel regret to deal with stress, and me light up the cigarettes. Now I'm just
wasting time with a cigarette. You're like smoke inside my lungs. Get me high, but give me death. They say I'm old enough to die young. Thinking blindly as I regret. Without a high, I'll lie alone. Fill my lungs up one by one. La di da da.
yeah. RP to that old me, put that person in a grave. Now some people have told me they don't like who I became. See, love they used to show me, now they only throw me shade. Lonely days, nights are cold, feel like I'm floating out of space. For that star life that I crave, wish heaven had a hotline to thank you for them angels that made me look at that stop sign through hard times that were used. My ego getting bruised, pick and choose my decisions, risk my life, I'm willing to lose this abuse. I don't wanna be 30 singing the blues, sniff a few to get some clarity. I'm twisted and confused, missing you, thinking what I did and I didn't do. Gets my mood so fucking low, that's why I go and switch to blues. But I miss it, reminiscing, wishing that y'all were here. Trip when I see your picture, shed a tear, you disappear. Just one more conversation, I whisper under my breath. I feel regret to deal with stress, and me light up a cigarette now.
Wasting time with a cigarette.
Yeah.
You're like smoke inside my lungs. Get me high, but give me death. They say I'm old enough to die young. Thinking blindly as I regret. Without a high, I'll lie alone. Fill my lungs up one by one. La di da 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 da.
Die Young,
Shit.
amazing, the real stuff.
Gracias.
And that's been cooking for a while.
Yeah, dude, about a month and some change, closer to 2. I've been working on that. You know, like I said, I finally think it's at a stage where I can just kind of start, you know, moving on past it and stuff. But I like the way that it came out. I'm happy with it. I'm content with it.
Hell yeah.
I'm content with
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's all right.
That's
All right.
that's perfect. That's as good as we'll ever get.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That's as close as I'm getting. It's gonna be my next album. It's gonna be called Content. Dude.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we got it. The Content Tour.
Not content, content.
Yeah, not content.
Yeah,
Content,
and
dude.
just start getting real. A lot of viral videos of you getting upset.
Yeah,
People getting it wrong. Like,
I'm barely
there's no
happy.
context. Yeah.
This is not making me happier.
I guess I'm sad. Guess that's all right.
Content.
God.
Let's make that viral.
Yeah, bro.
That could be dope. It could be like content and content. It could have like a double meaning.
Double album, double disc.
Double
Dude,
album,
we just came up with some
Boom.
fire right now. Sound off in the comments if you don't think this is trademarked. So get out of here. Get out of here. It's
They're
trademarked.
not content with it.
Get out of the comments, will you? But
man.
big shout outs to Protege for coming
Yo,
on tonight.
thank you guys. Dude, shout out to y'all, man. I fucking love you guys. You guys kill it all the time. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure, dude.
Hell yeah. Plug your shit. Plug your shit.
So Instagram at Protege Music. SoundCloud is at Protege781. Facebook, Protege Hip Hop. Twitter at Protege Music. And that's all I got for you guys right now. As far as, like I said, I got the Stuck Here EP coming out
TikTok
very soon.
yet.
Yeah, no TikTok yet. Nah.
But follow the pages.
All the
Stuck Here
pages.
EP coming out soon.
Yes, that'll be on the way.
Yes. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you very much again, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Pleasure
Shout
has
out
been
your boy.
ours.
Let me know what you think of those tracks, y'all.
Yeah.
Boston's Big Four.
We out.